Morning. Just a quick update on the jail project across the street. Since last meeting, not a whole lot's been accomplished due to the weather. We're mainly masonry right now, so cold temps kind of put a damper on a lot of that work. So we don't want to install masonry and then it freeze on us. So we hadn't accomplished a whole lot in the last couple of weeks, but we're still pushing along. We continue with the masonry work in all areas of the building. Part A, we're about 70% complete. This hasn't changed much in the last few weeks due to other work that has to be done before they can continue in Part A, and some of that is some mezzanine slabs, sub-levels, and a lot of roughing that has to be done on these mezzanine slabs. We got about 50% of Part B done with the masonry, 40% on Part C. We've laid around 100,000 blocks so far, and we got about 70,000 more to install. Our mechanical, electrical, and plumbing contractors are continuing to work with the masons and do the rough-in. Sallyport, we're getting ready to pour that slab on grade. Should have that in the next week or so. Our structural steel is scheduled to be delivered to the site February the 16th. That will allow us to start some of the roof framing work in Part A. Then we'll continue as the masonry work gets to that level. Then we'll continue with the structural steel as the masonry work gets ready. We've had some issues with the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing. Missing a few embeds in some walls. They've placed some conduit in the wrong places. We've got some plumbing placed in the wrong places. And that's kind of slowed us down a little bit too, because we're having to rework all those areas. And sometimes that means taking complete walls down that have already been laid, grouted, and ready for other parts of the walls being installed. Once we find these mistakes, sometimes we're having to take complete walls down and start over. This is just coordination issues with the contractor and their subcontractors. We're trying to catch it as best we can. We've backed up and have new protocols on site to try to stop that from happening. We're having more inspections are being done now to make sure that we can catch any of that before the walls get too far along. And that's pretty much where we're at on the project. As far as money-wise, I have Pay App 11 at my office. I'm going to submit it to the owner today. I've been holding it for a couple of weeks due to some issues with cleanup on the site. I think we've got that worked out yesterday in our OAC meeting. So I will be submitting that pay app to Ashley for payment. And with that pay app included, we're up to $10,158,333.55 is what we've paid out to the contractor so far. That's about 30% of the project, close to it. And the change orders, we've had 17 requested change orders. Some of this has to do with design issues on the drawings that's complicated a few things, and other issues are just what we think is best for the project to include some of these change orders. So we've had a total of $148,782.49 submitted for change orders, and we've approved $144,390.49. We still have one that's pending, and that one's still under review with the architect right now, but it looks like it's probably going to be denied. It was a change in scope of work and on some footings, and it actually reduced the amount of work that the contractor was having to do, and then they hit us with a change order, so we're probably going to not approve that one and make them move on with the work. So that's where we're at right now.
Question?
Kelly, on the money. The way I'm looking at this, the money expended carries over to the work complete. We're 30% done with the money. We should be 30% done with the construction.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, and that's correct.
So we're still on schedule now for a $35,248,000 jail.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
All this change order work you hear me talking about, we've built that money into the project, anticipating a lot of this,
Yes,
so.
sir, I understand that, but I keep up with the money expended and check that.
You know, in each payout, they have to break it down. You know, it's like 15 pages of breakdown that they submit, so we check that pretty close as far as percentages complete before we allow that money to be paid out.
Okay. This jail right here comes into at bid. It's gonna be the only one in Alabama for probably a few years, okay?
Well, that's why
That's what we're gonna have to,
that's what we're
I
shooting
want.
for, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
okay. All right, just keep that, just wanna make sure.
That's why Kelly earns his money.
That is a true statement, that is a true statement.
I catch his frustration every so often.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
understand that. I understand.
Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah, thank you.
Open the public hearing now on D&E Corporation, DBA Dunn's Grocery, located at 3604 Alabama Highway 75 North, Albertville, Alabama, for county alcohol license for retail beer off premises, license type 50, retail table wine off premises, license type 70. Public hearing open, having comments.
Is that person here?
I don't think so. No comments? Close the public hearing. Open the public hearing. Fiscal year 2026, better utilizing investments to leverage development on the bill grant application to replace Swayback Bridge on Hustle Road. Mike?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you've not had an opportunity to sign the sign-in sheets, we have a sign-in sheet on each one of these tables. We ask that you sign those. If you wish to make a comment or ask a question at the end, as the chairman mentioned earlier, please come up to the podium, make your comment or question. Hopefully, we'll be able to answer it. We are here for the public hearing for Swayback Bridge. This is an application that we're doing, simple grants. Andrew Fenson is been assisting us with this grant application. Crystal Jones, my personal assistant, has been a great help as well. And Jason Harper, who has a contract with us, has been working massively with us to get this one completed. This is our third application. The first two were done by Ray's. Now it's been changed to Build. So this application is due February the 24th. And we have a little bit of information on a PowerPoint presentation that we would like to share with you. And we'll do that at this time. We are going to submit to the U.S. Department of Transportation the bill, better utilizing investments to leverage development grant program. Marshall County's project proposes to demolish and replace the existing Swayback Bridge and realign Hustleville Road at both bridge approaches and correct hazardous horizontal and vertical curves. The existing bridge is approximately 75 feet off the ground. With the proposal is for us to raise that bridge, and this is me, somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 feet, which put it about 150 feet or greater off the ground, like the one on Martland Road going toward Asbury School. Swayback Bridge was constructed in 1960. We do have a set of plans on it. It's 470 feet long, 20 feet wide. It does have limited lane and shoulder width, contributing to constrained operations for passenger vehicles, truck, emergency responders. You have somewhere around 4,000 vehicles per day based on the last traffic count, and 10% of that is trucks. We know a lot of trucks from the poultry industry travel that road every day. Along the corridor, we've had 2 fatalities and 24 injuries that have occurred from 2016 to 2025. We're going to propose to replace the existing bridge in its existing location. I have run this by the District 4 Commissioner, and we both, even though it's an inconvenience on the detour, because the detour is probably going to be to 431 to get from North 75 at Hustleville Road all the way back around to 227. My best guesstimate is if the grant is approved, once it's been let to bid and the contractor has been awarded the contract, I am estimating once the bridge closes, maybe somewhere around 14 months for the bridge to be closed. Like I said, the concern is the vertical alignment. And when you raise that bridge 75 feet or greater, then you're minimizing or eliminating the vertical alignment. Also, on the bridge, if we replace it, we do have an 8-inch water line that MUB owns. They're hoping to improve that to a 12-inch line, and we have the MUB representative here that's going to discuss that information at the end of this. We are requesting $17,678,952 in grant funding to complete this project. And thanks to the project's rural location, economic profile, there will be no matching funds required from the county if awarded. Did everybody understand what I just read? Let me read that again. Marshall County is requesting $17,678,952 in grant funding to complete the project. And thanks to the project's rural location and economic profile, there is no matching funds required from the county. Meaning, there's a good possibility, a good chance, there won't be a 20% match. So that's what we have put in the application. It is in a low-income area. So with that being said, there is a chance that the commissioner might not have to come up with his 20%. So that's good, positive news for the county. So that's the way it's been written. Thanks to Goodwin, Mills, and Kaywood, GMC, for providing this alignment here. It shows the existing bridge at 470 feet long, 20 feet wide, and then it shows the proposed bridge somewhere around 800 to 1,000 feet. I think the proposal at this time is somewhere around 40 foot wide, so that's going to give you 2 12-foot lanes and wider shoulders, which now there is no shoulders on the existing bridge. This is a picture that I love. This is done in AI. I did not do this, okay? This was done by Andrew Fenson with the grant writers, and this is a possibility of what the new bridge on Hustleville Road could look like. So I thought that was pretty amazing. And what he done is he took 2 pictures that we had took, and through AI, don't have any idea how that works. All right, computer guy probably could share more on that, but I thought that picture there was amazing, that the proposed bridge, if the build application is approved, the grant's approved, that in the near future, down the road, we could have a bridge on Hustleville Road that looked amazing as that picture does. Now, does anyone have any questions?
Well, that straighten that road out, I know on this side, is a curve going into that bridge, but this new bridge, they straighten some of that road out on this side.
The horizontal curve will not be affected by the bridge, it's the vertical curve. And if you realign the bridge, as GMC give us a proposal, that was going to make your horizontal curve on the other side sharper. So your accidents, based on the information that we have, are not from the horizontal curve, it's from what the vertical curve does and how it affects us as the drivers. They were at or near the bridge. They were not in the horizontal curve that you're describing. Great question. Anyone else have a question?
When will you know if you're approved?
February the 24th is when the application is submitted. Crystal, when was the last year when was that on in May?
July.
if approved, it will be massive news for Marshall County. Be amazing, amazing news for Marshall County. If it gets approved, we'll let you know as quick as we can. I promise you we will. This will be probably one of the biggest undertakings in my 31-plus years of being with Marshall County Engineering Department. We have two speakers that's going to speak this morning. We got Alder Springs Fire Chief James Edwards. He's going to come up first. And then after that, Elton Chumley, he's General Manager, CEO of MUB. He's going to come up and share some information with us as well. We're going to ask Elton to come this time.
As Mike said, I'm James Edwards, the chief of the Alder Springs Volunteer Fire Department. I've been with the department for 25 years, been chief 23 of that. As he said, the traffic count is growing. I know the last one was 4,000, but I'm saying now it's around 5,200 vehicles. I was involved with both of the fatality accidents, and most of the accidents that's happened out there I've been involved in. The safety aspect of this bridge is the major. We have to shut that road down. Approximately 3,000 feet of that road has to be shut down when we have a wreck down there because of the safety of my guys, your guys that's out there, and everyone else. Because of the horizontal and the vertical curves, or the hill on the other side, if they top that hill and we're on the bridge, it's brakes and everything. So like I said, the safety aspect of getting this bridge would be phenomenal. On the community side, you know, a lot of people in the community don't like going across it because they're afraid of what's going to happen to them. So like I said, it's just the critical of getting this thing that should have been got 20 years ago. But I appreciate Mike and everything for doing all the footwork of trying to get this grant. And this time I'll turn it over to Elton.
I'm Elton Chumley with the Utility Board of Albertville. We're the water supplier from this area. As he was talking about the vertical distance, and you can imagine if you've ever driven across that bridge, this 75 feet or 100 feet that we're going to raise the elevation, it will extremely improve our pressures. Our water comes off and goes straight down, hits a bottleneck basically on an 8-inch water line, and then has to come back up the other side. This path is a primary route to our northern part of our system. We supply water to Asbury, Northeast Water System, obviously the Cochran Corner area, all that area. We also turn and come up Martland Road to supply into that part of Albertville. So this route, this water line route, affects approximately 20 to 25,000 customers, people, population. It's vitally important to us. And yes, we are proposing that we would increase the size from 8-inch to 12-inch. We understand that if we do that, MUB may be responsible for that cost, and we're prepared to do that. We feel like the growth that's occurring among residential customers, poultry customers, commercial customers in that area would necessitate that we increase it. So we absolutely support this. We think it'll be safer for our employees to work on the water line if they need to in this area. We also think it's a critical path to us supplying water. So we appreciate the opportunity to speak on behalf of them. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, one key question we've been asked a number of times: who will benefit from the project? First of all, you, the citizens of Marshall County, will benefit from this project, as well as folks that are going through Marshall County and going from 227 to 75 or 75 to 227. Also, the school system will benefit from this. We have over 6,000 students, 14 schools, and 88 bus routes. Not all those obviously use Hustleville Road. Area farmers, we have the poultry and egg industry, and we know that feed trucks as well as chicken trucks cross this bridge every day. The chicken business here in Alabama is a $15 billion a year industry. I said 1/8 of that is of the state's economy. Then you have your cattle growers. A note here, cattle growers, producers sold Summers in the neighborhood of $501 million worth of cattle and calves last year. So in using the Hustleville Road, then they will cross that bridge as well. First responders, as mentioned earlier by the fire chief. Local poultry processing plants that are located on 227, just off of 431, would be a great benefit for them. Does anybody at this point have any questions or comments?
General question for the gentleman here. Will there be a temporary water line put in while the bridge is being worked, or are you going to be able to reroute? Just repeat the question to us, here, Woody.
He asked, what will we do while the bridge is under construction as far as maintaining water supply? And we will reroute to provide that. We have a couple opportunities that we're looking at, should this be approved, and then we will continue to supply water to the customer. If you notice, most of our customers are a little further back up off the bridge, so we'll be able to get them a water supply temporarily until the bridge is completed.
Then reduce it back down to an 8-inch, like the distance.
Right. The question he asked is the amount of upgrade from an 8-inch to a 12-inch along that area. As Engineer Knopp said, it's currently approximately 1,000 feet of construction on the bridge. MUB will probably go a little further. We'll probably go 500 to 600 feet on either side, so total will be around 2,000 feet of 12-inch, and then we'll reduce back down to our existing pipelines. So that'd get us out of the construction zone a safe distance.
Mike?
It may have been expressed, and I know Commissioner Baker has mentioned this many times, but just to throw it out there, because I know so many people in the trucking industry, and Commissioner Sims could speak to this better than I can, but I know that a lot of our truckers are hauling material to the port down here to Gunnersville from Crossville or wherever, and they can haul back empty going, but they have to come 431, the alternate route. And this would simplify things for a lot of our trucking companies as well, and I think it'd make it a lot safer for their routes as well. Just wanted to throw that out there. I know that a lot of the trucking companies have mentioned it to me over the years.
There's a weight limit on the bridge, and when you're loaded, you're not supposed to cross it, but unloaded, you're light enough you can cross the bridge. When you're loaded, you're too heavy to go across it, basically what he said. So when you're loaded, you gotta go all the way to 431, down through Gunners and all that, but when you're empty, you can just go back up and go across it. Supposed to. That's the law, but them old truck drivers, y'all know how they are.
Thank you, Michael. Any other questions or comments? Not, Mr. Chairman?
One more time, any other questions or comments before we close the public hearing?
I would like to say something on this project. When it was first brought up, it was a scary thought to spend this kind of money on a bridge. This is gonna be a major ordeal for us. Now, the Martin Bridge was a big deal back then, but now this is dwarfed that project, I think. Mike, I want to commend y'all and thank y'all for taking this on and doing such a hard, working really hard on it. I really appreciate y'all doing this. They do a lot behind the scenes to get it going. And Jason has been excellent with the work with. He's done a good job for us. And we're going to go to Washington in a couple of weeks. I think it's the 22nd, maybe. And that's the reason why we're not going to be here for the next meeting, or that meeting. We're going to cancel it. We're going to try to get that $17 million. It's going to be hard to do, but when we do, it's going to be a great thing for us. And when we do get started, it's going to take a long time to get it completed. I don't know when we're going to get started. It's going to take a while. I hope I'm around to see it completed. Thank y'all.
All right, anyone else? Public hearing closed. Discuss approval to go out for bid for one or more new 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 crew cab trucks or equivalent. And it says for District 2, but we also want to make this a yearly bid like we did the others.
Yes, sir.
Any comments? Discuss approval and setting a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit on Clearview Lane located in District 3.
We were asked by the District 3 Commissioner Lee Sims to evaluate a speed limit for Clearview Lane. The road was evaluated by Ty Dorsett. Clearview Lane, it's about 16 foot wide. It is a dead-end road with multiple residents. It has 2 horizontal curves and a constant vertical grade. Provided that the maximum vertical curvature is at the intersection of Pleasant Hill and factors mentioned above, the recommended speed limit is going to be 15 mile per hour.
Discuss approval to purchase a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive crew cab truck using bid number 29-25 out of engineering fund.
We were looking to upgrade, and when we get to item number 7, you'll understand why. We're looking to upgrade and replace one truck that's going to be leaving us. And so we would, with the approval of the commission, like to use the bid that was just put into place for this purchase.
Discuss approval to sell or transfer and actually transfer FA number 11768, 2016 Chevrolet Silverado crew cab truck to our park system for $14,000 park fund balance from engineering.
We knew the park was going to need a truck. He looked at another one, a newer one, and when I discussed with the chairman the opportunity with the 2016 that we have, we talked with the park director at his recommendation. And after he evaluated it, if the commission approved it, then he would love for the transfer to occur. We've done all the updates on it, had issues with the radio, got that fixed. So with the approval of the commission, then we would transfer that to the park director.
Discuss approval of a resolution of the Marshall County Personnel Board recommending the Marshall County Commission fund a countywide pay scale study from the general fund balance. And I've asked Christie to come up, please, and give us an overview of what we're talking about, and give us some other information.
Well, first, I'd like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. I did give you a summary of kind of the items that I'd like to discuss today. And first, basically, what is the purpose of a pay study and what is a pay study? Of course, we're looking at requesting that you as the county commission fund a comprehensive pay study. And this is to make sure that we've got fair, competitive, and physically responsible pay in place. And so by defining what a pay study is, so everyone understands what it's not, this is what it is basically it's a data-driven review. And by that, it would be, we would go out and we would have a third party that collected the data, but it's to look at your job classifications and duties, the internal pay equity, the fairness among employees is what I'm talking about, the external competitiveness in your peer counties that do similar size. They're similar size to us, and they also have the same service scope as the surrounding regions that we have, because that's what we want to look at, because that's who we're competing with. And we also want to look at the existing pay structures and ranges. So why is a pay study needed? Now, the last one we had, and I was here for, was in 2019. It kind of finalized in 2020 because we had job descriptions that were rewritten and things like that. Your labor market conditions and compensation for talent has changed. I know that you guys have given very generous cost of living increases over the last couple of years. So I went to look to see what the cost of living increase has actually been since 2019. And according to all the data that I found, it's anywhere from 26 to 27%, and this is based on the Consumer Price Index. Most of this occurred in 2021, 2022, and this is your post-pandemic inflation. This has to do with your housing, food, and utilities have been the biggest contributors to this. So our employees are experiencing this. So also, some job duties and classifications have evolved over time. We don't always keep up with you know, things change, responsibilities change, so we would identify those within the pay study. And we've got some potential pay compression between the new hires and the existing employees. So we would look at those type things. We've got upcoming retirements. Our average age for our employees is 45 years old. So that's not a bad thing. That's just the average when you take it. We've got 36 employees that are 60-plus years old right now. So if you know about the retirement system, not all of those can retire, but the ones, if they have 10 years in with the retirement system, there's age 60, they have the potential of retirement. Again, some of them are not ready to retire. I don't want to say that they're going out the door, but that is potential. Also, we want to look at what are the risks of not conducting a pay study. So we're going to have continued difficulty recruiting qualified applicants. Marshall County has a very low unemployment rate. We're currently right now, if you look, if you're looking statewide, Marshall County, and looking at North Alabama also, just as North Alabama, Marshall County sits at 2.4%. I've seen it a little bit higher when you look at different comparisons, but if you look at a nationwide average unemployment rate, you're looking at 4.4%. So what does that mean? That means that we're trying to recruit from a very, very small pool of people because we have a very low unemployment rate. The same with Madison County. They're looking at a 2.3%. Coleman County, 2.5%. DeKalb County is 2.4%, Morgan County 2.3%, and Jackson County is 3.2%. So that means all of the surrounding areas that we're looking at to pull employees from, or where employees that are close to Marshall County, they have the potential to go to these other areas because there's probably opportunities because we're all competing for the same employment pool. So we have that issue. So we have the potential to lose experienced employees to neighboring jurisdictions, because if you can take somebody's experience and you can pull that from another entity, that's what happens sometimes. Increased overtime, vacancies, and training costs, greater risk of employee dissatisfaction and disputes. And when we talk about vacancies, we don't talk about it a lot, but when we talk about turnover, just your entry-level positions, what does it cost for turnover when you have employee turnover? Entry-level positions, you're looking at 50% of an annual salary. So if you look at an employee's salary, and that means that you're going to spend time training, you're going to spend time investing in that employee, just getting them up to speed. You've got the lost time of not having someone in that position. You have all these things that you're dealing with, and I'm just looking at, a national average. Mid-level, you're looking at 100% of an annual salary when you have turnover. So what you try to do is naturally get us in a position where you don't have as much turnover. So what about the physical responsibilities? When you do a pay study, this is a one-time thing that you're putting out there. I realize that, we do them periodically, and we haven't done one in a while, but this is a controlled investment, but it stays in place for several years because you're going to position yourself to stay competitive. It supports informed, conservative budgeting decisions. It helps prioritize the limited resources that we have, because I know that, it costs to give a pay increase. It prevents us having to do larger disruptive corrections in the future. It doesn't require, when we do a pay study, to have immediate funding or implementation. It's just providing information to you about that. Legal and governance benefits. It supports equal pay and labor law compliance, provides defensible third-party documentation, so we know that that's fair. Reinforces transparency and accountability. What about the peer practice? If you look around, most of the entities we're competing with do a pay study every 3 to 5 years. If we do a regular review, it's going to reduce long-term cost and disruption. We'll remain competitive. So what's the approach that we're looking at? First, engage an independent compensation consultant. Review comparable counties and surrounding regions. Involve personnel, management, supervisors, and employees. Ensure transparency throughout the process. Provide clear findings and cost options. So what are we asking for? So for you as a commission, we're asking that, first of all, to authorize a request for proposal so that we could go out and get some quotes for you, and also to approve funding for a comprehensive pay study, And then, of course, support a data-driven compensation review. So to authorize a pay study is really prudent, proactive step that gives the Personnel Board and the County Commission the information needed to make decisions. And it's going to be based on facts rather than pressure or assumptions. So basically, I'm just asking for that authorization to go out for the request for proposal at this point. And hopefully by completing the study now, it positions the County Commission to make informed decisions when you get into the budgeting process.
Any questions? Chris?
I got a question.
What you
Christie. Our last pay study, do you remember the company that done it for us?
Evergreen Solutions?
Evergreen. Do you remember how much it cost?
I do, 36,000.
36.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Anything else?
What we would do is, say, coming back on the regular agenda is asking Christie or giving Christie permission to go out and do. We've talked about this and understand it's gonna take a while,
Yes.
because we wanna reach out as much as we can, get much input as we can. Once she recognizes or gets that data, she'll come back. We'll bring, hopefully, those folks in and have them do a little presentation about what they offer. And then commission will take that, study that, and hopefully come back then and make a decision. If what we're going, first decision is, are we gonna do it or not do it? Second decision is who. So we got a lot of work to do before we ever get to that question, if we all agree to that.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
On the second section, what is a pay study? Your emphasis is on peer counties, and I certainly understand that when it pertains to the departments that have to have the certifications but in the district shops, they compete against the private sector a lot. And I think that a pay study that does not factor in some private sector considerations is going to have a hole in it. When you have positions that there is competition among private sector, is that factored in?
Certainly can be.
I think that it needs to be, because these guys need to know, and they need to be able to hire the CDL truck drivers and all the different things that they're competing with, and there's a larger, we are seeing a shift in the mindset of employees, whereas a generation ago, a retirement and the wonderful benefits that come with public sector employment mean a lot less to the people that are seeking employment today. They look at the hourly rate and give little thought to the retirement and the different things that they could participate in. So I really think that you need to be able to factor in some private sector considerations when you're doing this.
I believe it's actually the legislation, the mandate that we have to look in. If I remember correctly, the personnel board legislation requires.
Well, the emphasis on the proposal was peer counties, and I just wanted to make sure that was said.
Yeah, that, and we'll make sure we do from ground, bottom to the top, through the entire thing as well.
Yeah, and that, we can work to define that together. That's fine.
Any other questions of Christie? Statements?
The only thing I'm gonna say, what Clint said, it's down, because I might not say it again ever.
He's about to say he agrees with me.
I agree with what Clint said.
Yes.
The people that are coming into the workforce now, they're not looking 40 years down the road. They're looking, what can I make today? I don't care, I can't eat benefits. No, but benefits can hit you when you retire. But you're exactly right, they do not look at that.
I understand.
They do not.
They look at a rate of pay.
That's exactly.
Yeah, I've interviewed folks before and they'll say, I want $20 an hour. I said, that's not negotiable. I mean, you get what you get. They go out in the private sector, run a bulldozer for $30 an hour. Can't make it with us.
Great, Chris, you did a good job. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
All right, discuss approval of personnel board appointments. I'm going to go over the list of folks that has applied. Are any of those folks here by any chance? Okay. We had a Kenneth Carr from Guntersville. Kimberly Crowley from Gunnersville, Gregory Glasscock from Albertville, Earl Johnson III from Guntersville, Joe Jones from Albertville, Bill Strickland from Joppa. Any comments, questions at this session? Nobody's here, or at least nobody raised their hand. All right. We will come back to that in the general session. Revenue Commission, discuss approval to go out for bid for the scanning of documents of mapping and appraisal. I think 11's been taken off. Is that?
No, I can go ahead and address that. We actually just want to give you all an update in general anyway. On the scanning, we just have a trove of documents we need to go and get scanned. It'll make it more effective for our research, for the public's research, and also if we can go ahead and get this taken care of, the company will take the documents away from the location now, and then when they get through them, they'll deliver them to where we are now, which will just save us on having to move them. So that would be a big thing. We're very anxious to get that done.
All right. Going to the next one.
You were good? Okay. The other was just, I want to give you just a general update about everything, but as far as the building, we have moved mapping and appraisals personnel, but we just still have a lot of materials, filing cabinets, that sort of thing. The weather has just not been accommodating on that. I do want to mention that we have 3 large Cardexes. I don't know that they make a small Cardex. That's the cabinets that have the lateral files that rotate through in a carousel type fashion. We also have a set that moves laterally. The company, we had planned to move those, and the companies originally said, we won't move them. And I said, well, I'm writing you a check. And they said, well, they're so obsolete. He said, they're over 20 years old. And they said that if anything breaks, you can't fix them. Can't do anything with them. The probate judge mentioned that she had faced the same thing with the age of hers as well. So we're looking at just getting one lateral file system. Because of the height of the ceilings, we can get taller. They said they can get about 30% more storage in them. So that was built into our original plan, but we'd also intended to move those. The scanning the materials we just mentioned. We do have some cubicles and desks that are available that are downstairs. If any department needs those, please let me know. As far as moving to the new facility, we're still working out the kinks. We won't be open to the public for a while, but working out some network kinks, as you'd imagine. Connections to servers are a little slower than we were hoping, but we're going to get those resolved. On that, I'm going to parlay that into saying, and I know the chairman has mentioned this many times as well about IT. With the expansion of the jail, and our IT world is getting more and more complex, and if you're talking about a pay study and all that, I'm going to encourage the commission to look at maybe taking on a employee or 2 more in IT. I just think that the mission is too critical for us to overlook that. Let's see. We also have some electronics, the security systems, that sort of thing that needs to be moved over from mapping and appraisal to collections. And weather permitting, we're going to get some crusher run up at the location, but every time we think it's going to dry out enough to do that, it rains again, and that clay likes that rain. I wanted to let everybody know that we still have, this is more of a public comment, that we still have outstanding collections going on. We have about 4,300 that have yet to pay. So we're about 5% out on collections, which is typical for this time of year. We're tracking about like we always do, but I always get very anxious because I like to go ahead and get them done and us not get involved in having to go to a lien sale on any of those. The staff are calling people, so that's going on now. The lien sale, currently we're planning on having we try to always have it the first Monday of May, so that'll be May 4th. And I wanted to mention that, when we first talked about vacating the entire space for the DA's office, one of the concerns was trying to provide support for the public here, and certainly for the folks of District 1 and District 2. So I've spoken to the probate judge, and they were actually, had already thought of it. They were going to offer it, as a matter of fact, so thanks to she and April Johnson, that they think they can accommodate a couple of people behind their counter. We really would only need one year round, but maybe during collections, we'd need to go ahead and have two. My biggest concern is that when people file homesteads and that sort of thing, they need to be able to, when they record a deed, they need to be able to file for a homestead as well. They also need their current use and that sort of thing. So the attorneys also come through a lot, and they will need to interact with the office with questions, that sort of thing. So we would like to have a point of contact here, and they've been gracious enough to accommodate us a couple of spaces there. The other thing, I just wanted to mention this specifically to the commission. The state has currently been interested in this, and I believe the ACCA has also been looking at this. I thought I'd pull these numbers together. These are a little hastily pulled together, but there's been a lot of questioning about the 7% cap that was done on property taxes, and I thought y'all might want to know what the impact was for the county. So for 2025, the reduction in the amount collected for the general fund is projected about $590,000, for road and bridge about $231,000, and for courthouse and jail about $58,000. So that's the numbers we're looking at, the 7% impact. As I said, the state is currently looking at that, and I know that the ACCA is always trying to monitor that, but I thought you guys might want to know our current numbers on that. You might have any questions?
Larry, you want to come up?
My name's Larry Bodine, and I'm concerned about the fire district, and I don't know if you gentlemen have seen this. It was in one of the papers. I'd like to know if our fire rating is gonna go up. Are they gonna start putting more prices on different buildings? Have y'all read this?
I read it.
Well, what kind of comment y'all think will happen if they extend these fire districts and start raising the taxes on the fire district? Y'all think that's gonna happen?
Y'all are not, y'all don't have a vote on that. That's out of the legislature.
Yeah.
And you can't, they can polish their individual crystal balls, but they can't answer that question without that being on the agenda, Mr. Bodine. And are you asking for a resolution or some sort to?
Well, what I also suggest that you call and talk to the legislatures, because they wrote this bill or had it written, they had it researched, and then they are presenting it. So to really get your answer, I would say talk to Wes, Brock, and Gina.
If you get them to answer your phone calls.
Well, I don't know.
I know.
Get in the car and go to Montgomery is all
I
I
know.
say.
But
And I'm not being facetious, I'm just saying
Well,
that's where the answer would
what
have
I
to come.
can't understand why they just put it on in one newspaper, and this affects the whole county.
Well, it is a paper of general circulation, and the answer to your question is that is required for local bills. It has to be published
Yeah, but
in
look,
a paper of general circulation, and it obviously didn't prevent you from seeing it. So
no,
I would say that it has met its accomplished or its stated goal.
well, I hope so. But now this could cause, people read it, it could cause the people getting the petition up and do away with fire districts. What's gonna happen if you start taxing people on this? And I'll probably be one of them sign it, because it's not right what they're trying to do, I don't think. But now we're having a meeting with a gentleman to help write this at the Four Seas Fire Department next Tuesday at 6 o'clock, if anybody in here would like to come.
Who is the gentleman that helped write that?
Lawson, I think.
Richard Lawson,
Yeah.
not the Marshall County Gas, Richard Lawson.
I
but
don't
the
know
volunteer.
which, I don't.
Georgia Mountain Fire Department Lawson is who that's for. So we want to make sure that the calls are directed at the appropriate place. There is two Richard Lawsons
Yeah, I
in
know.
Marshall County,
I found out there's
at least two.
two Larry Bodines. I'd hate to be the other one.
All right, thank you, Larry.
I'm not sure I'd be
Appreciate it.
crazy about being the first. Just on that, I do want to say that it doesn't affect the whole county. It only affects the districts that have fire fees. There is a district that doesn't have a fire fee. They have voted it down twice, so it wouldn't affect them. It does affect people adjacent to the county. As I read it, it allows the commission to annex an area adjacent to them without the vote of the people. So it would affect those, but only those adjacent to it. And it does have a substantial expansion of what's included as far as structures. It includes RVs now. It includes essentially anything you can sleep in, which is not what the original thing is, not what the commission originally took under consideration. But as Mr. Mays said, I have not had a part of this, and I don't believe the commission's had a part of this. This is a legislative thing that was done. So if you have any other questions, I can try to answer them later.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Discuss approval to cancel February the 25th meeting, 2026 meeting due to lack of quorum. You heard Joey talk about two of these guys are going to Washington, which would take our quorum away. Discuss approval of the Marshall County Commission amending the Picketing resolution.
Mr. Chairman, on the, this falls into the category of tweaks, not rewrites. And it also factors into the picketing resolution experience. When this was drafted, there's now been, the original was passed, and then there was an amendment. And so this attempts to incorporate the first amendment into the actual document, so you don't have to read two different documents to figure out what the position of the county is. And the major distinction that is made is that it classifies the regulations to be centered around the operation of the courthouse during regularly scheduled business hours. What we're seeing on the picketing resolution or the picketing request is there's a lot of either holidays or Saturdays where the people are requesting the picketing resolutions, and the regulations that we had were designed to prevent the crowd size and the noise level from interfering with court operations, going that if there's a trial going on the second floor and there's an amplification going on right outside on the little veranda there in front of the courthouse, that would obviously affect the operation of any court proceedings that were right above that, or if your Revenue Commissioner Johnson's office and your windows are facing that, it would affect that. But we tried to clarify it where the limitations in numbers and pop-up tents and different things like that were designed around work hours of the courthouse as opposed to at any time. The other major change is that on the limitation, we had the number 30, which was a bit of an arbitrarily decided number. It was not measured to figure out what the yard space and the public space of the courthouse could reasonably accommodate. And that has been an issue that has been brought up. Everybody likes freedom of expression until someone is expressing an opinion that you disagree with, and then all of a sudden they want to start counting noses and make sure that everybody was who was voicing a contrary opinion to theirs what did not exceed the number 30. So what we have done there is we have put that number to be what can be accommodated safely. the Gunnersville Courthouse and the Albertville Courthouse have different amounts of square footage in front of them, so obviously they will be able to safely accommodate more people at one than the other, so we want to just use the parameters of the number of people that can safely occupy the premises under the circumstances. So that's going to give, and all good law enforcement has discretionary elements in it as well. So if there are standing room only and they're packed in there like a mosh pit, do y'all know what a mosh pit is? If they're packed in like that, that would probably be too many. But if it's just people that are standing and have plenty of elbow room, then that's not too many. And obviously, if there's pushing and shoving that happens, that's law enforcement anyway, and you can't authorize that behavior with a resolution. So you're not going to modify any state law in terms of public safety and the number of people that can lawfully assemble.
So if it's a weekend event
Or a holiday.
or a holiday
Legal
event,
holiday.
will there be a need to come in and fill out any sort of form?
They still request a permit because we want to know who is on the premises. You know, if there's damages, we want to know who organized the event so that we would know who to turn to on that. So yes, this still requires a permit, but it does not. So one thing that we have seen is during events, these pop-up tents that provide shade. I think that by and large, those are, they're not dangerous. They provide cover from, you know, the beating sun or whatever else. So it would allow that on weekends and holidays because it's not interfering with the normal traffic of people coming to the courthouse to conduct government business. It would permit an amplification microphone or something along those lines during those events, and it is still limited by the city of Gunnersville's noise ordinance, for example. So you would still, if we are not expanding or trying to alter any existing law or any existing regulation that's imposed within the city limits of either Albertville or Gunnersville. So you would still be able to, they would still be able to enforce those things, but it's very common for people to use microphones. You know, we have them here, and that's not an unreasonable thing for someone who is trying to speak to a group of people to have an amplification device. So it would allow things like that. But the permitting process is still there, just loosening of the restrictions for times that it's not interfering with courthouse operation.
One of the things that we have seen, Gunnersville has a downtown event, folks using that north parking lot, setting up hot dog stands or whatever, and sometimes they have no idea they're supposed to come, you know, during those events, so that can be a little forgiving, you have to be a little forgiving at times.
You do, and, you know, I absolutely love our system of government and our constitutional rights and our democracy and the rights that we independently enjoy and get to participate sometimes does bump into the rights of others to engage in commerce. But the public square is the public square, and that's the place that you get to voice your opinions. And from time to time, I have been inconvenienced by someone exercising their rights as well. So that's just part of the cost of living in a wonderful democracy.
Comments or thoughts, gentlemen? All right, good. Discuss approval of the sale, trade, or scrap of fixed assets.
2016 Chevrolet Silverado, that's the one Mike spoke about, going from engineering to the park.
Correct.
Then we got a 2024 GMC Sierra that was at District 1, and we decided to transfer it to the animal shelter.
And what we will use is the Kelly Blue Book to arrive at the number to put back in your budget here. Discuss approval to create an animal enforcement department budget that is going to be managed on the sheriff's department and setting that budget.
As this is something that's been ongoing for a few months now, to help with animal control, we're separating out, we're gonna now have an animal enforcement department and an animal control department. And the animal enforcement department is gonna be under the control of the sheriff. And as a result of that, we've got to move those funds and set up a budget for the sheriff to be in control of that budget for the animal enforcement aspect of the animal control. And I presented a budget to the commission. And it's about an increase of $147,573.31, the increase in the general fund budget to get this department,
Up and going.
yes, up and going, yeah. I lost my words. But this is gonna help fund the, 2 animal enforcement, officers. We'll have 1 officer, 1 assistant to the officer. And it's also gonna be, enough to make sure that they get the training that they need to be able to do their jobs and to provide equipment, because we do need to get a vehicle for them. And they're also gonna need some just miscellaneous supplies like catch poles, maybe gloves to handle, prevent them from getting bit, that sort of thing. So this should cover, yeah, cages, a dog box to go in the back of the vehicle. But this will allow them to get set up to what they need to do their jobs.
Comments or questions? Discuss renaming the animal control budget to the animal shelter budget, which would be separated out and modifying budget to accommodate that department.
Now this, we're actually gonna decrease that budget by $55,839.23. This decrease is directly related to moving one of the salaries of the people that we have in that current budget to the animal enforcement budget that's gonna be controlled by the sheriff's department. Now there are gonna be a couple of increases in these line items. These ladies that are in that shelter right now, they have worked hard all year. They've increased their animal intakes by almost double. And when you're increasing animal intakes by double like that, you're also gonna increase your vet bills for spay and neuters, vaccinations, cost and animal food, things like that. So I've had to increase their budget, or I'm requested to increase their budget by those line items to accommodate for that increase in the services that they're providing.
So was the 55,000, was that the net?
That's the net, yes,
So
sir.
with the things that go up and the things that went down, the overall budget shrunk by 55.
That's correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, when we discussed this in the regular meeting, I'd like the numbers that the administrator was talking about added to these.
Okay.
So
Yes,
we'll
we
have
vote on those numbers.
yeah, we'll
Yes, sir.
vote on them there,
Would-
those numbers.
Yes, sir, I agree.
All right, okay.
We agreed on something today, Rick.
Yes, we did. That's two times somebody I've agreed with somebody.
Amazing. All right.
I'm going to check his temperature during the break.
Discuss approval of moving forward to set a public hearing on Dollar General Store number 21455 located at 8675 Scottsboro Highway, Scottsboro, on February 11th, 2026 for county alcohol license for retail beer off premises, license type 50, and retail table wine off premises, license type 70. All right. Michael looked at my notes earlier and realized that we were going to have Dylan come up. And we do need to add, we need to get the commission to approve funding an additional employee, at least one at this point in time, for IT. We have 2 IT people out right now on sick leave. Dylan's by himself. We're picking up a new building, 2 new buildings basically. It's going to be, so there's a lot going on right now. I hate to call him every day because I got something I'm always got to say, Dylan, we got to get this done. So, but what we want to do is approve pay grade 112. We've got a budget for that individual put together. And what we did on the budget was set it at the top side, step 3, just in case that Dylan were to actually find somebody to come in that is of that level. What was our 2.4 labor rate out there? I don't know if we'll get that or not, but But anyway, we want that. Dylan, you got anything else to add to it?
I don't. I know that, it's, there's a lot of things that are moving. There's a lot of technical debt that has been scheduled and that we're paying off right now. And so having a loss, I say loss, but they're unavailable to come in and actually do their work just due to medical leaves. Having an additional person would be greatly beneficial for that. I had looked at the idea and we had floated the idea of maybe a temporary hire, but by the time you get somebody in trained and they know how to support or fix an issue, that would be probably the end of that time for them being a temporary employee.
Well, we're gonna have to have that person with the new jail and with Michael's
Yes.
organization moving. We're gonna have to have that anyway. So what we would do here is approve that, then go to the personnel board and ask them to give us that slot and move on, and then advertise.
Have you considered, there are, I'm aware of several people that have just retired from city of Huntsville, for example. There's individuals that have maybe a less steep learning curve that might be available for a temporary position that would not be looking for a full-time position. Have you considered?
I haven't considered that just because based on like our, what Christy Kelly said about the pay scale study and stuff, unless they are fully retired and this is just kind of something for them to just do to be out of the house, a lot of people would like to, have a position that's, that they have some longevity in.
Sure, and just thinking outside the box
Yeah,
to
that's
bridge
great.
some short-term, and obviously I know a man.
Yeah.
But the getting out of the house part might be the part because he was working remotely for a lot of his time.
Well, that certainly could be a temporary person.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't have any opposition to somebody
And
who's,
he may throw his shoe at me as soon as I recommend this, but his wife will probably be great.
okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Anything else? Otherwise? All right, we'll be back in about 20 minutes.
I think I have any. Here's the I feel like you're gonna have to. It's here. My question is, so I think location. We've got a spot where it's going to fall. And what would she be putting on? And so, so if there's going to be a new structure,
We went back to the building, door to door or whatever now. Yeah, we got go to where the system drive, we're okay. Oh, we got plenty of buildings.
so this is not a driveway, it's just a random place. Well, so thinking through, you can't do anything that, but anything that you do would not be that. So, this is that. It's the right. Yeah, it's a little about, yeah, it's. ends where another guy's nose begins, right?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yep.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
We'll make the announcement, District 2 dumpster rescheduled for February the 2nd, 2026.
Mr. Chairman, I've been sitting here thinking about that. Next weekend is supposed to be worse than this past weekend. So I might want to change that,
Okay?
but go ahead and do it today, and then, like I said, we'll look tomorrow or Friday one and make a
We'll put,
determination.
if we change it, we'll put something out on our
Yes.
Facebook page and
Yes, yes.
notify you guys.
I just, you know,
Will they deliver it, let you keep it longer?
I don't want them delivered. I ain't got no fence to keep it behind. No, I don't want to go there.
All right, we'll do that.
All right.
Approved D&E Corporation, DBA Don's Grocery, located at 3604 Alabama Highway 75 North, Albertville, Alabama, for county alcohol license for retail beer off premises, license type 50, retail table wine off premises, license type 70.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the D&E Corporation, DBA Don Grocery, located at 3604 Highway 75 North, Alabama, for county alcohol license retail beer off premises, license type 50, and retail table wine off premises, license type 70.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approved fiscal year 2026, better utilize investments to leverage development in the bill grant application to replace Swayback Bridge on Hussville Road.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2026 better utilize investments to leverage development, which is the build grant application to replace Swayback Bridge on Hustleville Road.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approved to go out for bid one or more new 2026 Chevrolet Silverados, 3500 crew cab trucks are equivalent for District 2.
Can we take off District 2 so everybody can use this?
Yes,
It'll be bid as one or more.
this will be as bid one or more, yes.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to go out for bid for one or more, new 26 Chevrolet Silverado 3500 crew cab truck or equivalent for the districts.
Second.
Mr. Christopher Watson? Commissioner
Yes.
Sims?
Yep.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approved setting a 15-mile-per-hour speed limit on Clearview Lane located in District 3.
I'll make a motion to approve setting 15-mile-per-hour speed limit on Clearview Lane in District 3.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approved to purchase a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive crew cab truck utilizing bid number 29-25 out of the engineering fund.
Make a motion to approve the purchase of a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 four-wheel drive crew cab truck using bid 2925 engineering fund.
Second.
Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approve to sell or transfer FA number 11768, 2016 Chevrolet Silverado crew truck to the park. $14,000 park fund balance to engineering to cover truck value.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve to sell or transfer fixed asset 11768, a 2016 Chevrolet Silverado crew cab truck to the park in the amount of $14,000 coming out of the park fund balance to engineering to cover the truck value.
Second.
Approve Marshall County Personnel Board request.
We need to vote on that.
That's right, we do.
Yes.
I second.
Yes.
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 Thank y'all. Approve Marshall County Personnel Board request for proposal for countywide pay scale study, and in that, accept the resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve the Marshall County Personnel Board request for proposal for countywide pay study and accept the resolution.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims?
Yep.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approve the Personnel Board appointment. Need a motion?
We'll make a motion for Bill Strickland. He's been there, he does it, so I'm gonna make a motion for Bill.
Second.
Commissioner Watson,
No.
Commissioner Sims,
Yep.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Revenue Commission approved to go out to bid for scanning of documents for mapping and appraisal.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we approve to go out for bids for the scanning of documents for the mapping and appraisal office.
Second.
Commissioner Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sims, Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Approved to cancel February 25th meeting, 2026 meeting due to lack of quorum.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve the cancellation of February 25th meeting due to lack of quorum.
Mr. Watson,
Yes.
Mr. Sims, Mr. Baker.
I second it.
Okay. Okay, approve the Marshall County Commission amended picketing resolution.
Make a motion to waive the reading of the resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sims, Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Now I make a motion to approve the Marshall County Commission amended picketing resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Watson,
Yes.
Mr. Sims, Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Move to sell, trade, or scrap of fixed assets.
We need to, is this where we need to add?
As presented.
As per-
Well-
We can, yeah, go ahead.
It's not on the, how we do this? We forgot to put on the agenda to, transfer the, District One truck to the animal shelter.
So it's, you can, so this list is what you're voting on, so you, I don't know the FA number, but we can do a description and a department, under a transfer, because there's no transfers right now, so what is the, do you know what the FA number is on the one that you're transferring?
It's the 13116. It's already on the listing.
Oh, it's just under listed?
I think we're.
All right, so
actually
the
gonna sell.
the fixed asset would be the 2024 GMC Sierra. That's going to
Animal shelter.
animal shelter.
From District One.
And everybody agrees with it. That's decided. So we'll just write transfer beside that. District 1 to animal shelter.
Yep, whenever it transfer, it'll be,
The money, gotta be sold, because the
At
money,
Kelly Blue Book.
yeah,
And the money goes back to District One.
Yes, sir.
All right, having said all that.
so
Second.
And I'll give this to Tanya, so you can make the motion to approve the fixed asset surplus scrap declarations as modified.
So we make a motion to approve the scrap list, the asset list as modified.
Commissioner Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sims.
Yes.
Commissioner Baker.
Yeah.
Approved to create Animal Enforcement Department budget that is going to be managed on the Sheriff's Department, and setting that budget with an increase of 147,573.31 to be paid from the general fund balance.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to approve to create the Animal Enforcement Department budget. That is going to be managed under the Sheriff's Department, and setting the budget with an increase of $147,573.31 to be paid from the general fund balance.
Mr. Watson,
Yes.
Commissioner Sims, Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Approve renaming animal control budget to the animal shelter and modifying the budget to accommodate that department with a decrease of $15,839.23.
Renaming animal control budget to animal shelter and modified budget to accommodate that department with a decrease of $15,839.23.
Second.
Mr. Watson.
Yes.
Commissioner Sims, Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Approved to set a public hearing for Dollar General Store number 21455 located at 8675 Scottsboro Highway, Scottsboro, on February the 11th, 2026 for county alcohol license for retail beer off premises license type 50 and retail table wine off premises license type 70.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to set a public hearing for Dollar General Store 21455 located at 8675 Scottsboro Highway, Scottsboro, on February the 11th, 2026 for county alcohol licenses for retail beer off premises license type 50, and retail table wine off premises type, license type 70.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Approve funding for an additional system analyst to be paid by general fund balance with an increase in the IT budget by $52,862.53 based on pay grade 112 to accommodate that cost.
To approve funding for an additional system analysis to be paid from the general fund funds to balance with an increase in the IT budget by $52,862.53 based on pay grade 112 to accommodate that cost.
Second.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims? Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Now, do we need to put in there at all that we need the rest of the personnel board to take this up, create a slot?
I thought that they did that in their last meeting, did they not? I wasn't present.
No, no.
For the IT.
This is
Oh,
for
for the
IT.
IT, I'm sorry. Yes, you'll have to go through the process to create the positions.
Do we need,
We need to make a motion for the personnel board to create a position for the
So
IT
this,
analysis.
this item's number 16 just funded it, correct?
Yes.
Correct? So now it's ready to fill out the paperwork, and is there already a job description? We're just hiring additional
Yes.
people that are off. So we need the personnel board to create an additional
yes,
however many position, one position, and so that process is gonna be the same as we went through. Well, not exactly the same because it's
it's
just
already
adding-
there.
Adding another position. So yes, we need to add that.
So we need-
You can, so I would simply amend the agenda, make a motion to amend the agenda to, place request personnel board to create a position, of,
IT analysis,
is that what it's called, IT
Analyst.
analyst? Is there?
analyst.
Yes. Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Actually make a motion to amend the agenda to add a request to the personnel board. Motion, or somebody-
Make a motion to amend the agenda to ask the personnel board to make a position for system analysis for the IT, grade 112.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yep.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
And
Sometime-
now you need to make the motion to make the request. So that one's to amend the agenda. Now it's on the agenda, so now you need to make the request.
I will make a motion to request the personnel board to create the position for system analysis for the IT department, grade 112. Create or add.
Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Sims?
Yep.
Commissioner Baker? Sometimes it's painful.
Sometimes. Before we adjourn, I just want to say that the roundabout on 205, Onion Cutoff and all that stuff is still underway. We just got the extension on the grant.
We filed for an extension for a year. So unless earlier, the latest it could go to bid would be February of 2027, but it could go to bid earlier. Plans are about 60% done, and we're anticipating in the extreme near future, so we can go out for right of way. So that's the next step, but we hadn't got approval for that just yet.
When does this extension run out that we just filed?
It's 12 months.
From
12 months, January the 31st, 2027 is when it has to go to bid. That was from the highway director.
So if we don't get it out bid by then, we're gonna have to file.
We'll have to do another letter, but we're anticipating it to be earlier. This is just a timely process, and when you talking about right-of-way, and County Attorney Clint Mays can confirm this, when you start dealing with right-of-way, that sometimes that could be a timely matter as well.
So this puts us off another year for applying for A-Trip loans.
If we get this done by November of this year, then we can apply for the $50 million fund, which has got a couple of projects that you're evaluating to look at. So that's my target, is to have everything done and ready to go to bid October and November of this year.
Okay, so we can go, after it goes to bid, then.
Once it's
A-Trip
gone to
opens
bid,
back up.
we go back to
Okay,
bidding the,
all right, okay, all right.
A-Trip $50 million
All
fund,
right,
which,
okay.
which has to deal with county roads tying into US state routes.
Okay, any further discussion from the commissioners about public comments? Anything from the audience? All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Watson,
Yeah.
Mr. Sims, Commissioner Baker. Thank y'all very much. Yes, sir.
The information.
Mike, did you ever check about